apple fell on Mummy Pig's head. She immediately died. Everything happened so fast. The little pigs were filled with sadness. Late at night, George came to his mother's grave to cry. Suddenly, strange sounds came from the cemetery. Mummy Pig's corpse crawled out of the ground. She had become a zombie. George was terrified and didn't know what to do. He started fleeing for his life, but zombie Mummy Pig quickly caught up. When George passed a snail, zombie Mummy, hungry and desperate, ate the poor snail. Then she continued chasing George. Meanwhile, Peppa and Daddy Pig were searching for George in the house. Suddenly, they heard screaming outside. When they looked out the window, they saw George running desperately with zombie Mummy Pig following closely behind. In that moment, Peppa and Daddy Pig just stood there watching instead of running out to help George. They watched zombie Mummy catch up to him, preparing to devour him. Finally, Daddy Pig decided it was time to act. He pulled out a large hammer from his pocket and ran out to save his son. Just as George was about to be eaten, Daddy Pig swung the hammer at zombie Mummy and successfully drove her away from the house. Both Peppa and George broke down because Mummy Pig had turned into a zombie, but they still hoped she could somehow return to normal. So the two decided to go to Grandpa Pig's house for help, hoping Grandpa could cure their zombie mother. However, when they arrived at Grandpa Pig's house, they found he had also become a zombie. When they knocked loudly on the door, it finally opened. The two went in to find Grandpa, but soon they noticed the dirty old house was full of garbage. Zombie Grandpa Pig slowly walked out, then closed the door, trapping the little pigs inside. In that moment, George suddenly saw what Grandpa had become. He discovered Grandpa Pig had turned into a zombie. He quickly ran to warn Peppa. Unfortunately, the little pigs were now trapped in Grandpa Pig's house. Peppa immediately ran to lock the door, shutting zombie Grandpa outside.